Welcome back to Biosyn's Jurassic World. We have sunlight. We can look at our other plesiosaurs. These are the red ones. I kind of lied when I said they had a black stripe. It's more of just like a deeper red stripe. But yes, we've got our red friends and our black friends all schooling together. Theoretically, I suppose the red ones would be the males and the black ones would be the females. Although I feel like the red stripe is like a whole display feature. Maybe the black ones are the males, conceptually. I don't know. They haven't worked out who should be the alpha yet, so that's still a work in progress. We have built our first rough layout of the eventual Gallimimus Valley. It's this slightly recessed, fairly flat area here. The strip of trees. It'll eventually be expanded out more to the side here, but we just haven't pushed that yet at this time. We want to keep it probably a little small to start with, make sure we can fit everything else we need to fit in, because there should be a quote-unquote petting zoo on this side, I believe, and the Pachycephalosaurus arena from Jurassic World. So there should be two small exhibits here. And then the Triceratops, or is it Triceratops territory? Yeah, Triceratops territory should be basically directly back here somewhere. Probably part of the truck tour, I think. I think the truck tour will cover both of these. It's ambiguous in the film how the Triceratops territory is covered. Or maybe the territory can just be covered with research outposts. Maybe that'll be better. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Keep the truck specifically for the Gallimimus pen. Keeps it a little bit more distinctive. We're not building this all the way back here yet because eventually we do have to put in our aviary, and I don't know how big it's going to have to be. So we want to be able to fit that in appropriately when the time comes. Probably it goes in about here, and then this probably has to swing over here a little bit more, and then this enclosure actually comes out in a loop like this back in here. But I just don't want to do all of that quite yet. We need space over here, not just for the gyrosphere and the Giga Kingdom, but we also need space for the gondola ride, which will be the zipline section. So that has to go in here as well. So I need to make sure that this spacing in this part is done pretty cleanly. And we can do some other work here. Like we can pull out this enclosure eventually and just connect the power generators like directly over to the lagoon frontage road, and then move all this stuff deeper into this section and reclaim a fairly substantial part of this back as well. So I think we should have enough space if we're careful. It should work out pretty well. Today we should get going on that Gallimimus area. So I am not completely settled on what species go in there, other than obviously Gallimimus, which have we started working on? Oh, we have it done. Okay, great. Gallimimus is completed. Well, that makes it easy. Yeah, so Gallimimus goes in, and Nasutoceratops is going to go in this pen too. So we can move the Nasutos out, and we can do another hatch, actually, too, which we might want to do. Definitely want a good amount of galleys, though. How many patterns did I put in my notes? I put 2 in my notes. So, the Gallimimus offer us a opportunity to mix things up a little in terms of colorization. Because the galleys we all see in the films are presumably InGen galleys. Maybe Biosyn's cloned their own galleys in Dominion and they just look the same. We don't know. So what we're doing here is we're going to mix it up. We're going mangrove. And I think we're going to do the same base color for everything. So I have specifically 2 pattern colors I've picked. Mangrove Pulcharana, I believe. Yeah, and Calcarana. So Pulcharana and Calcarana. So kind of a peachish color and then a darker gray-brown. Let's do, yeah, this one first, I guess. Sure. Yeah, we'll have the genetic specialist work on these. These should be pretty quick. We'll do 2 clutches, of course, 1 of each. Probably hatch them all. Okay, 10 skittish. Now, a truck tour and skittish is probably bad. So I think we should probably not have skittish. It's never been very clear to me if dinosaur panic kind of spreads. Like, do panicking dinosaurs make other dinosaurs panic? I kind of feel like it does, but I'm not completely sure. I can't verify that. But if that is the case, we probably want to minimize a bit of that. So I think not hatching the skittish is the play. Calcarana, Pulcrana. There's not an extra A in it. I always put the A in, but that's just because I'm dumb. Get an exit, assign, you. Okay, there's the 2 galleys. Now, we should be digging something else up. Oviraptor. Okay, what do we want to put in to the arena? The petting zoo. Got a few different ideas on that part. Why don't we do Oviraptor? I think the Oviraptor is definitely going to be in one of those enclosures. Oh, you know what might be fun? Oh, I wonder if the Morose can cohab. I need to check that. Okay, let's just dig up Oviraptor here. 820,000. Never mind. Just kidding. That's a funny joke I just made. Haha, Oviraptor. Haha, joke. We're just joking. We're just kidding. We're just kidding. That's a joke. That's a funny joke. Pyro 540 is pretty pricey too. Probably we want an herbivore. Kentro? We start digging up Kentro. Let's finish Kentro. Okay, there's that. And then probably we have a lot of medical technology to keep researching here. Yeah, let's get the tuberculosis vaccine out. I wonder if we should have done that before the galleys. I don't know when that applies. I don't believe it upgrades the existing dinosaurs, but I wonder if it's applied before synthesis or before hatching or after hatching. No idea. Oh my, that's a lot of skittish. Holy smokes, that's really bad. 2 eggs. Wow. Double checking that these are just all skittish, but yeah, they are. We'll do another round here. Now, I don't know what this is going to do for our ratings, being kind of down here on the strip, away from everything else. Maybe we want to run a path this way. We can fit an exhibit or 2 in there still, probably. Just fine. Okay. If I do this, is there any chance? No, you will never fit past that. So that will align there. I don't think we do that either. I think probably we just end up wanting to link up with Main Street. So I guess part of the issue here is if we put in larger amenities, what do we do? Let's just do this for now. And just to give it a few more options for reaching the amenities and whatnot. And hopefully, like, maybe the monorail here is close enough that we don't have transport issues, that kind of stuff. Alright, let's get these first ones out. Yeah, so if I remember correctly, yeah, these guys have a much more distinctive back pattern. And they're a nice, different kind of shade than the typical Gallimimus, but they're still very reminiscent of the Jurassic Park galley. You know, red is not that much of a leap from orangish brown.
It's an opportunistic
Right, I can believe that these guys are descended from the same genetic material as the original film Gallimimus. But they've been, you know, re-engineered by Biosyn. fossils are in already too. That finishes up Kentrosaurus, so yeah, let's do that. Oh, here's a thought. I was originally planning on putting a pseudo in here, but my original plans were based only on like where I thought species should go. They do have a high forest need. It's probably better if we pick something that does not have a high forest need. Like these guys. Yeah, okay. We're going to do not Nasudo in here. I'm going to have to go through the species list. I'm going to have to find something that wants plains specifically. Although I don't know how much plains Galley will.
That alone
yeah, okay, that's
the problem. But the speed.
So ground leaf. Put it in like this spot first and go from there. So we can fill in with other food types and like around that and around the forest and whatnot.
Gallimimus is incredibly fast, which presents special challenges for the ranger teams tasked with monitoring them.
All right, let's go back to the expedition map. See if we have any other good herbivores to flesh out the park a little bit. There's not going to be anything from South America. I don't remember what we've unlocked. Obviously, these are recorded in batches. Corythosaurus. That's a maybe for the park, actually. Pachycephalosaurus was one that we were researching. I've kind of flip-flopped on if I want to do Pachycephalosaurus or not. Because I can't decide if I should include Site B species. I think we won't. No, I have a plan. We might not do Pachycephalosaurus. We might have to do something different for the arena. I think that's okay. Yeah, we can rebrand the arena. Okay, I need to decide who else goes in here. Sauropods, Dronotus, and Brachy. Both of those are kind of buried. Both of those are going not in this pen. Iguanodon, kind of buried. So yeah, that's kind of nothing there really that we can pull right now. Stegosaurus and Triceratops. You could try for the Triceratops. The Triceratops, we know specifically where we want them. We can put them in a holding pen, of course. But I'd like to get the Galley pen kind of done before we do the Tri. Because I don't think I want to push for Triceratops. Anky, Theory. Yeah. I don't see us doing anything here right now. Yeah, we got our small herbivores. So yeah, we've kind of got our herbivores. We need to get the Kentros in. And then I need to just commit to what some of my other species are going to be. So I think what I need to do is I need to do a little bit of research. I need to reevaluate my species list. And I need to research who's a good plains-bound species to pair with the galleys. Maybe even a couple of species. Yeah, so these guys, same base skin, but a slightly different back pattern. So these ones have a more basic back pattern. I think, yeah, and these ones have this more vivid yellow. So these are the ones that are conceptually male. These ones are female because the pattern is muted. That's the idea. A little weird having only 2 of these alleged females. We go with all of these males, but I think we'll do one more clutch to try and fix that. So the same genetic template. You do that. Let's do the last bit of welfare research here. And then we can rest this guy, and then he can do the hatch of those galleys. And let's get I'll get the Kentros set up and then we'll just look at it. So yeah, let's pause here for a bit while I research what I want to do next. Do note, unfit does reduce lifespan here because of the settings we have for this challenge mode. Expected lifespan is 7 on some of these plesiosaurs, so they have died horribly. We never should have hatched the unfit ones. Good to note. We have bad feeder, yes. Please do the thing. Everybody get in there. We are going to do Kentrosaurus and put the Kentrosaurus in this pen. First off, let's get ourselves a nice wave of Gallimimuses. Perfect. That should bolster the herd nicely. I think we'll count that as kind of the final tally there. And then we can get our first wave of Kentrosaurs going. Thirsty and weak. Now, it was ignoring me. And I have to continue to ignore them. Okay. Well, Mangrove Rana, Pierce style Kentrosaurus, the Camp Cretaceous variant is what we're doing. That's the one that makes the most sense for Biosyn to have access to. So yeah, we're going to put the Kentros in here. We're going to see if they work, basically. And they might not. In fact, I don't really want there to be tree here. That should be... This should basically be plains except for this arc of trees here. It's the idea. Long-lived, social, humble, long-lived. Good. Great. Skip the thirsty, skip the weak. I think. 420. Kentrosaurus, socials 2 to 3. Okay, so we can hatch these right away. I think that's fine. Probably airlift these. Maybe get them over by the force in the water so that we can tell right away whether they're going to work out or not. I think that's the call. 2.7 stars. So food and drink are at 90% apiece. Restroom and shelter are slightly down. Probably should have checked that a while ago. Yeah, they'll need shelter over here. Why don't we just put it right here for now, I guess. And then similarly, they'll need a bathroom. Now I'm hoping if we put in some medium amenities, maybe, or large amenities, we won't need to put amenities down here on this side. I don't know if that's going to work out. Oops, Jurassic World specifically. We'll just have to see. I think we should, no, let's just put it here. Should be close enough to work. If we look at our demands, so this actually looks like it's close enough to the shops to work. Like, the problem here is just that that shop's over there and probably at capacity, and that shop's over, yeah, those two shops are capacity. And then we've got 2 stuffed toys, so that's why that demand is fine. There's enough space for it. Medical team still returning. New. Another one got sick. Get that one too. Okay. Let's let these oh wait. Let's get the Kentros airlifted actually first. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Get them out there. See what their forest needs gonna look like. And decide if we actually want to keep the Kentros in here. I'm hard pressed to think of what else we might want to. Holy shit. What was that swing? Maybe that was an illusion by placement? I'm not sure. We need to decide. Yeah, so it's basically it's
is another of those
yes, thank you, Isaac.
Dinosaurs. A dinosaur that relied on intimidation to keep the predators at bay. And failing that, a difficult meal to catch and chew. Think of it as a prehistoric porcupine.
Yeah, so the Kentrosaurus will be one of 2 stegosaurids. Stegosaurus will be in the park. We'll have Triceratops and the Pseudoceratops. So those 4 species can't live together, right? So those 4 kind of dictate the distribution of the 4 main herbivore paddocks. The Cretaceous Cruise, Gallimimus Valley, Triceratops Territory, and the Gyrosphere. And then we'll have a Theria in its own paddock somewhere too, of course. So they need to all be separated. So basically we need to find out which one of those 4 is the one that has the least forest need so that we feel like it can be in the Gallimimus enclosure. And looking at this right here, I think we have a winner. That's a pretty low forest bar. Very well met by the existing section of forest. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and get started on fiber. We're going to put the fiber, we'll put fiber in over here. Maybe we'll just go a little wider. Make sure we can actually get the fiber to show up. Yeah. Fiber strip on the other side of the trees by this. And then same deal, I think, over here. And then, yeah, in here as well by the water for them and the trees over here. And I think we can go from there with some of the other exhibit stuff. I mean, it looks a little weird right now that there's like a lot of plants in here and nothing on the outer edge. But we can always play around with thinning this out a little bit and spreading other stuff out once the territories are settled and the dinosaurs are happy. I think it'll be much easier to deal with it then. Of course, this is only a single Kentrosaurus, so we do need to see the full herd, what they're going to be like. Or two, I guess. That's two. Okay, it wasn't... I don't think it was two originally. It's two. And yeah, there's going to be panic in here from the trucks. So that's something else we're going to deal with. I think, given all the panic shit we had happen before, we'll try to expand the exhibit pretty well so they don't panic continuously, and probably try to keep the main exhibits... keep the populations a little lower in the exhibits that have tours going through them, so there's less dinosaurs to panic. I think that might be a good idea. So for now, this is a little compressed, but it's what we're going to roll with. And we'll work from there. This is kind of a test run of building a tour. I think that's how we can approach it. So there's our other galleys. And then we want our other Kentrosaurs. Next pattern is going to be... we'll take a look at the Kentro patterns, of course, in a little bit better light. The Norin. And Papurana, I think. Let me double check. Kentrosaurus. Sonoran Papurana. We got an alpha, I'm pretty sure. Let's just pop some lifespan into these guys because they're still pretty early on. The park build overall. Galleys are getting sorted out. Kentros are doing good. Okay, it's going to be another 3. Social long live, social long live, social long lived. Skip the weeks. We'll get them out. That'll give us, what, 6? Yeah, 3 of each design. I might do a 7th. We'll see. And it looks like 15 Gallimimus, so they've all merged. Numbers look pretty good here, good margins. I think that's all the galleys we're going to put out for now, at least. 15 is a good number. This is probably, what, another... Oh, that's a Nasudo dying from old age. Yeah, okay. The Nasudo should have enough that it'll be fine. Oh, the Listros can go in here. The Listros are pretty open-spaced. I guess the question is, like, panic from tours and stuff. We'll leave the Listros where they are for now and not worry about it. But we'll keep it in mind as a third species for this pen. It probably does go in there. I think that probably makes sense. We'll see. It worked! We got Ramsey Cole! We got Ramsey Cole in Jurassic World talking to us.
Take in.
The edit worked. We verified it.
Sorry, I'm Ramsey Cole. I look forward to working with you.
He's like the only really explicit Biosyn voice actor, which is weird. At least like the only one that seems to be able to show up in Sandbox or something, judging by some of the other settings. So another Plesiosaurus died.
The cycle of life.
The alpha is currently the intended alpha. So yeah, we got some room. We could do more of these guys. We said 10 felt like a good number, and we're down to 7 because of the die-off. Let's spin through these one more time. Okay, all the bad ones are dead. So we don't have to worry about them anymore. Get these shelters open. We had a fence
Showing it's
sabotage,
especially
nothing
true
big.
for paleozoology.
Structure damaged. Okay.
So
Substation up there.
let's do our best.
We should probably get a second ranger team in. I think it's about due. So the current ranger team is here. I don't know where to put it. Back here? It's not convenient. Let's stick with just the one for now, I guess. And just hopefully it's not that much of a fucking issue. Okay, forget about the sabotaged fence. Completely irrelevant. Wait, he was never assigned? What the? I swear I... Wait, what? Assigned to post. Wait. 1, 2, 3. No, it should be 4. Yeah, okay. Damn. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Okay. Fence. Fence first, fence first, fence first. Fence first, guy. No. Okay. And fix the other stuff. Okay. They should be good, right? They should be contained. I think they're contained. Are they? Yeah, that's just the fence. The station is broken, but also the wire is breached. That's why that's lit up. Okay. Yeah, so at the point that we're doing one task at a time, this sucks. For sure. So if we put in, let's get you off of these dilos. Honestly, off of the lagoon. Okay. Repair jobs underway. Part can be opened. Okay, we need a second ranger team down here then, I guess. We'll just throw it in right now for filler space stuff. Response facility, Biosyn. We'll just put it right next to the medical facility. And this all might get remodeled anyway when the Dilo pen comes out, so whatever, it's fine. With the Dilo pen being right here, let's put the gate in back this way. And honestly, just get rid of the liability gate on the other side. That way they don't have an easily broken gate to escape out of. Because the gates are the thing that go down more often in storms than not. Fill you up. Okay, then you can get this and this and this. That's almost everything that needs to be repaired. Okay, Kentros. Release these guys. Yeah, so these guys are kind of a ruddy red. A lot of red dinos in the park right now. I promised that I didn't go ahead and make every dinosaur red. I'm only just realizing now that, like, I think all the red ones are being released together at roughly the same time frame, which is funny. And let's look at our other ones, too. Wait a second here. Yeah, so these ones are not red. These ones are very much a... Well, I guess they're the black to go with the red. I mean, I definitely do have an aesthetic. I'm not going to lie. It's coincidental that these kind of ended up together, which is funny. I think this is a nice looking intro design, though. Like, with this color palette. I think it's cool. I like the plates a lot on this Kentro. Okay, it looks like the herd's good. Oh, maybe not, because this one hasn't, like, counted for some reason. He's the only one who hasn't counted. They'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, they're fine. Oh, that's adorable. Little snout boop. Cool. Sorry, Ranger team did not finish your job. Fix the thing. Fix the thing. You're good to go. Okay, Ranger team 2. Let's make sure you're upgraded with scanners. Ranger team 3 administers. I don't know what happened to Ranger team 2. Probably removed it, so Ranger team 2 ceases to exist or something like that. You get that. You get that. Okay. I think we'll do one more Kentra. I think we'll do a Pierce. I think that'll be a fun reference. Pierce somehow exists still in this timeline. We're just going to hatch the single best one. And that'll give us 7 Kentrosaurs, which seems like an appropriate number for some reason to me. Oh, and you can also go reboot this fence so that we don't have this popping up all the damn time. 3 things out of power. Okay. Yeah, just still wasn't completely repaired. Okay. Okay. What do we got? Social long live, social long live, social long live, social long live. So this is the lucky Pierce that wins. There's that. So, dinosaurs. We're going to do Corythosaurus. So I think we'll do that next. Now, we're not doing Pachycephalosaurus anymore. It's not being replaced directly with Corythosaurus, though. I haven't fully decided what takes over its arena-based enclosure. We'll probably build it and then find out what goes in there. But it might be just a small carnivore or herbivore. For space purposes, basically. Pachycephalosaurus, I kind of wanted that or Stygimoloch or something in the park, but being that it's a Site B species, and I feel like it's very explicitly a Site B species, mostly with context from the novel included, I did not want to include it in the park. That's why we didn't do that. So, by the same extension, you might ask, well, how are we justifying Corythosaurus? Now, the DPG, which I generally do not abide by, lists Corythosaurus as one of the 15 species in the original Jurassic Park, which means Biosyn would have the DNA. Now, while I normally don't abide by the DPG, and I don't agree with that assessment of Corythosaurus, I also don't agree with the other marketing lore from Jurassic World that says Corythosaurus was cloned only in like 1999 or something, along with Ankylosaurus, Ceratosaurus, and the Spinosaurus. And what is it, Project Amalgam or some shit? I don't remember. Now, the reason I don't abide by that is you can actually see a species card for Corythosaurus in the Lost World. Corythosaurus is a canon InGen species as of the Lost World, not as of Jurassic Park 3. I take it to mean that it was cloned and present on Isla Sorna by 1995, if not earlier. Now, the reason the DPG says that Corythosaurus was in Jurassic Park is in the film you can see a DNA vial with a label of CO. I believe that was intended to be Compsognathus, but there's not much better justification for that over Corythosaurus. So I'm willing to say that it's Corythosaurus instead. And actually, if I separate the part of me that cares about what is and isn't canon from the part of me that wants an interesting park roster for the original film Jurassic Park, the actual location Jurassic Park in the film Jurassic Park, that version of me actually likes the Corythosaurus being included over the Compsognathus because the Compsognathus is completely redundant with the Stegosaurus. They're both a small scavenger role creature. In the novel Jurassic Park, we have Procompsognathus, a coelophysid. Stegosaurus is a coelophysid. Stegosaurus being in the park should be taking the slot that was Procompsognathus in the novel, and Compsognathus is redundant. So I actually kind of favor the idea of it being Corythosaurus, but I consider that a retcon. I do not think Corythosaurus was the intended species in the original film. But yeah, that's the justification we're going to use for including it. Another elderly Nasuto has died. That is fine. Also, I should have sent out a dig team. Now, by the same extension, for this park build, I am going to postulate that some of the canon species from the Jurassic Park brochure are not in the park. And I am going to do that only for a more interesting original film park roster. So, in the film, you can very explicitly see DNA samples or embryos from Metriacanthosaurus and Proceratosaurus. So they are indisputably canon to every version of Jurassic Park. By extension, baryonyx I also consider to be indisputably canon because you can see a DNA vial when Nedry is loading the little DNA or the embryos into the Barbasol can. You can see one that's labeled BA. And you can also see that Brachiosaurus, I'm pretty sure, in the film is labeled BR. So BA cannot be Brachiosaurus, therefore it must be baryonyx, right? Or possibly you see labels that are BR and BA, and neither one's explicitly Brachiosaurus or baryonyx, but we know Brachiosaurus is in the park, and baryonyx is in the brochure, so it's naturally the other B species to be in the original film park. So that leaves us with 2 dinosaurs in the brochure that do not show up in the film in any capacity. Herrerasaurus, my beloved Herrerasaurus, one of my favorite dinosaurs, and one of my favorite dinosaurs in the franchise, I think it could easily be retconned out of being canon. And the other one is Segisaurus, which I have also argued for over and over again, getting that into this game. So I think we're going to consider them not canon. And instead, we're going to replace them with 2 species that I think have strong additional justification for being in the original park. Oops. Yeah, we can hash these. Okay. And those are going to be Ankylosaurus, taking the place of Euoplocephalus from the novel, and Microceratus. And I think you could actually make a pretty strong argument that considering Microceratus canon to Jurassic Park is not even that much of a stretch post-Dominion, because we know post-Dominion, we can fix that it was actually hatched by InGen in the film canon in like 1986 or something. I think you see that in Dominion. Now, of course, in the previous video, I ranted about having a lot of issues with Dominion, and here I am using Dominion facts to try and justify the inclusion of Microceratus in an original park roster. But it's also another case of me liking the idea of Microceratus being in the original Jurassic Park. It fits the distribution of species seen in the film very well, being the small herbivore in the mix, and it's from the novel, straight up. So, yeah. So headcanon here for our version of Jurassic Park that begat the Biosyn version of Jurassic World is that there were 8 herbivores in Jurassic Park. The 4 we see in the film, Triceratops, Parasaurolophus, Gallimimus, Brachiosaurus. The one name we see in the film, Stegosaurus. And then Corythosaurus, which is semi-canon, Microceratus, which is semi-canon, and Ankylosaurus, which is the big stretch. So 8 herbivores from the original Jurassic Park roster, all of which were recloned by Biosyn for our Jurassic World. That was a lot of backstory and stuff, but yeah, there you go. Laying it all out there for the world to see. So yeah, those are all species that will be making it in here. There's not enough, so we want the 14 herbivores in the park to match the distribution of species in the real Jurassic World. We cannot get anywhere near that with even tenuous connections to Biosyn for species that were cloned, which is why we have to kind of go and stretch the Biosyn roster into the original Jurassic Park roster, the Barbasol can, or just DNA salvaging on the island. You know, some carcasses didn't get cleaned up properly or something. No living specimens of the original InGen assets, but they were able to retrieve some of the DNA, whatever. Recreate them. That's the idea. And even then, we have to like stretch what we can reasonably include in the Jurassic Park roster to fit it into this park build. And of course, Microceratus won't be included because it doesn't exist in this game yet for some very inexplicable reason, but hopefully it's coming soon. And if somehow it comes out before the park build ends, we'll include it, but I don't expect that to happen either. So yeah, that's kind of the deal. That was a lot of talking, but I think we're almost role playing here, you know, in some sense. in terms of what we're doing. So we have 7. We want 3. Just out of curiosity, how many black patterned ones are left alive? So 6, 4, 3, and 1. So 4 black and 6 red. So I think we consider the black males and we have the extra females. I think that's fine. Now these are long lived, long lived, long lived, and long lived. So just pick one, hatch those. Thank you. Okay, so that's the Plesiosaur Lagoon finished. That's the Gallimimus exhibit finished for now. So I think the next thing to move on to, other than just general, you know, park logistics, trying to get up to 3 stars. 64% food coverage. Oh, that's because of the sabotage, yeah. Is to, expand the park. You know, we need to get higher ratings here. So I think we're next going to work on the petting zoo, quote unquote, and the arena, whatever species goes in there. I'll have to decide. So that's what we'll get started on next episode. For now, oh yeah, we have the, oh yeah, right, because we did a round of Corythosaurus. And then I guess I had to send out a dig team again, and I didn't do that. Why did I not do that? Because they were tired and sleepy, maybe? No, not exactly. Okay, sure, go do the thing. All right, yeah, we'll wrap this up here. We'll get Corythosaurus, we'll decide what goes in here. Corythosaurus is not going to go in either of these 2 exhibits, but we'll just get the DNA done while I figure out what else I want to do. Until then,